When delving into the annals of ancient Rome's military history, our focus often gravitates towards the formidable triumvirate of infantry classes, the Hastati, the Principes, and the Triarii. These well-documented warriors, organised by age and combat proficiency, have long held the spotlight in our collective understanding of the Roman legions. Yet in the shadow of these celebrated soldiers, there exists an often overlooked cohort, a class of infantry whose significance in the Roman military machine demands our attention: the Rorarii. The Rorarii were a part of a broader spectrum of infantrymen who hailed from the lower echelons of Roman society. To comprehend their place in the ancient Roman military hierarchy, it is imperative to recognise the social and martial stratification of the Roman citizenry. Every Roman landowner and citizen was mandated to render a decade of military service, a duty intrinsic to the functioning of the Republic's legions. More significantly, they were expected to furnish their own arms and armour, a financial obligation that stratified them based on their property holdings. Within this stratification, the Rorarii represented the heaviest of the impoverished class. These men, drawn primarily from the Roman populace lacking significant wealth, were nevertheless compelled by duty to serve their republic. In doing so, they not only contributed to the military might of Rome, but also became an embodiment of the Roman virtue of virtus, displaying courage, resilience and loyalty despite their modest circumstances. The role of the Rorarii within the Roman legion has long been a subject of debate among scholars and historians. Early interpretations portrayed them as skirmishers or light infantry with limited combat effectiveness due to their meagre resources and insufficient armour. However, as our understanding of Roman military practices evolved, a growing consensus has emerged that paints a more nuanced picture of their purpose. Recent scholarship suggests that the Rorarii primarily functioned as reserves for the famed Triarii, the elite and experienced warriors who formed the final line of defence in the Roman battle formation. While the Rorarii might not have possessed the formidable armour and weaponry of their counterparts in the upper echelons of the legion, they represented a crucial pool of manpower that could be tapped into when the direst of situations arose on the battlefield. In essence, the Rorarii served as a crucial buffer, ready to step in and reinforce the front lines if the situation demanded. Their resilience and dedication, despite their relatively disadvantaged position within Roman society, exemplified the enduring spirit of the Roman citizen soldier, ever willing to lay down their lives in defence of their homeland. As we embark on an exploration of the Rorarii, it becomes evident that their significance extends far beyond their meagre status or modest equipment. Their role as the unsung heroes of the Roman legions is a testament to the enduring ideals of duty, sacrifice, and patriotism that permeated the Roman Republic. To overlook the contributions and sacrifices of the Rorarii in our understanding of ancient Rome is to neglect a vital chapter in the epic saga of one of history's most formidable military forces: arms and armour. Among the complex tapestry of the Roman military hierarchy, the Rorarii occupied a unique position, both in terms of their socio-economic status and their equipment. It is imperative to understand that for this stratum of society, the acquisition of military gear was an endeavour often constrained by financial limitations. As such, the equipment of the Rorarii was emblematic of their modest means and their unwavering commitment to serving the Republic. At the heart of the Rorarii's armament lay the hasta, a spear that served as their primary weapon. The hasta was a relatively simple weapon, consisting of a wooden shaft measuring about 6 feet in length, capped with a pointed iron head. While it lacked the ornate embellishments of more expensive weaponry, the hasta was a utilitarian choice, practical for thrusting attacks and capable of piercing through enemy ranks. Its cost-effectiveness made it the weapon of choice for those who could not afford the more sophisticated arms wielded by their wealthier counterparts. Perhaps the most iconic piece of equipment carried by the Rorarii was their early version of the scutum, the distinctive Roman rectangular shield. Unlike the later scutum, which boasted a semi-cylindrical design for enhanced protection, the Rorarii scutum was simpler, flatter, and less elaborately constructed. This design allowed for easier manufacturing and made it more accessible to those of modest means. However, the sacrifice in defense was palatable, as these shields provided less coverage and protection compared to the more advanced scutum variants of their wealthier comrades. Notably absent from the Rorarii's equipment was any form of body armour. While the hastati and principes, those in the more affluent strata of Roman society, could afford chest armour, the Rorarii had to forego such luxuries due to their financial constraints. This omission exposed them to greater risks on the battlefield, as they were more vulnerable to enemy weaponry. However, the Rorarii did wear a helmet, a vital piece of equipment for protecting their heads from blows and missile attacks. These helmets were simple in design, constructed from bronze or iron, and featured cheek guards and a crest holder, allowing for some degree of personalization. Though they lacked the ornate decorations seen on the helmets of their more affluent counterparts, these headpieces served as a crucial safeguard, preserving the lives of the Rorarii in the heat of battle. In essence, the Rorarii's equipment was a testament to their resourcefulness and determination. Their choice of weaponry, the hasta, and their rudimentary scutum were pragmatic responses to financial constraints, emphasizing functionality over opulence. While their lack of body armor exposed them to additional dangers on the battlefield, their helmets stood as an embodiment of their commitment to protect themselves to the best of their means. In battle, the role of the Rorarii in the Roman legion extended beyond their modest equipment. It encompassed their tactics and deployment on the battlefield. Understanding how these warriors fought sheds light on their significance within the legions. The Rorarii, due to their limited armour and weaponry, would have employed a loose and flexible formation on the battlefield. This formation was akin to the earlier Roman quincunx, a tactical arrangement where soldiers stood in a staggered pattern resembling the 5 dots on a dice. This formation allowed the Rorarii to maintain some semblance of cohesion while maximising their limited defence capabilities. By standing in a staggered formation, they could better protect each other's flanks and maintain a degree of spacing to counteract enemy missile fire. However, it's crucial to recognise that the Rorarii were not typically deployed as the vanguard of the Roman legions. Instead, they were held in reserve, a strategic decision born out of both necessity and wisdom. Roman commanders understood the vulnerabilities of the Rorarii due to their lack of armour and comparatively weaker shields. Therefore, these brave warriors were often kept in the rear ranks, behind the more heavily armoured hastati, principes, and triarii. This placement in the rear was not indicative of a lack of trust in the Rorarii's abilities, but rather a recognition of their role as a last line of defence. The Roman commanders understood that when the situation on the battlefield became incredibly dire, when the enemy threatened to breach the more formidable ranks of the legion, the Rorarii would be called upon to bolster the front lines. In such critical moments, the Rorarii would advance, their spears levelled and their shields held steady. Their loose formation allowed for quick movement and adaptability. They would provide the much needed manpower to counter any breakthroughs or encroachments by the enemy. While their individual defensive capabilities might have been limited, their collective strength, determination and ability to act swiftly made them a formidable force when the Roman legions faced their greatest challenges. In this way, the Rorarii embodied the Roman principle of adaptability and resourcefulness. Their tactical deployment as reserves ready to intervene when the situation became dire was a testament to their strategic importance within the legion. While their battlefield role may not have been as glamorous as that of the Hastati or the Principes or even the Triarii, the Rorarii played a crucial part in safeguarding the Roman Republic and maintaining the integrity of its legions in the face of formidable adversaries.
Thank you for watching and listening to our videos. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed, or if you really like the channel, consider supporting us on Patreon. There, for as little as $1 a month, you'll gain access to an ever-expanding variety of exclusive Ancient History Guide content not found anywhere else online. All donations go directly back into the channel, helping us on our campaign to conquer YouTube. All sources are listed and linked in the description below. I've been the Ancient History Guy, and as always, I'll be seeing you later.